Okay. Play. Read.
So I'm waiting. It's not showing up on my phone. There it goes.
Yep, there you are. Now I got to find where I set the other remote.
Ooh, lag is bad.
Don't pay attention to lag.
No, I'm just going to let you know. I'm going to do something. I'm putting one of the other pages on top of my book page, which you can see. Well, you can see it on Hangouts. Now watch how long it takes that to show up on your phone.
I can see you move that now.
It just showed up on the phone.
That's all right. Don't pay attention to lag. Just do what you're doing.
But that's important to know when I'm talking. We need to give them about, if I ask a question, I need to allow about a minute for response time.
Yes. And you will. You'll be fine.
Oh, we got an extra viewer. Oh yeah, me, you, and Steph.
Yep. We're it for now, but that's okay.
So I'm not going to do anything till we get more people in. I think my pages got flipped, but I'm not sure.
Did you get your 50-pound box moved?
So I'm going to work on reordering pages. Oops. Oh, yeah, like that. Okay, wait a minute. That would need to go like that. Wait a minute. I didn't pull out anything, that's why. And then that one. And then that one. And then that one. Take out that one.
Who else came in? We've got somebody in.
Hi, thank you for coming. I am just reorganizing my pages before I start the gluing. And then those two. And then those two. And that one. And that one. Wait a minute. Let's do it this way.
Gotta move, Ted.
Okay, something is off. Hang on. No, maybe not. Yeah, it's got to go that away and then that away. No, I got it back right, I think. Then that way. And I kind of want to keep that page. But do I want to return do it? Wait a minute. That away. And then that. And then coffee dyed. And then this. And then I'm going to take that one away and put this one in. And then that. And then that. And the coffee dyed is going to need to get the end or something.
Did you get it settled?
I have it settled.
Yay.
But I'm not sure. Wait. Settle. No, I don't. Hang on. It should be like this. And we got somebody else came in. Hi, thank you for coming. I'm just trying to get some things organized before I start gluing stuff down. And then that.
Hope everybody's having a great day.
I'll just go with it and see what happens. I have these other pages if I need them. I'm going to restack these because these are the ones I'm going to use first. Oh, and a pocket. Uh-oh. We'll worry about pockets later. Forgot about pockets. I made pockets. Okay. So.
Oh, we got another person come in.
Yay. Thank y'all for coming. And I'm almost ready to actually get started, but I got to get wax paper. I always forget the wax paper.
Gotta move, Ted.
Okay. And Jo is here. She's actually just going to help me with chat today. And she's doing stuff on the back side, but she's just here for chat purposes, really. She's our chat announcer. So it helps me now. I don't have to worry about chat. She's going to read it. Okay. I think we are good and ready to go. Good. So the first thing I have to do is make paint for the edges. So I'm going to let y'all see exactly what I did. I know I need this color. And I'm going to make a good bit because we're going to be here for a minute. I need to turn that into some kind of pink, so I'm adding some of this pink color, which is, it says it's bright red, but it's really pink. A little tiny bit of white. And then a little tiny drop of black. And toothpicks for mixing. And that was too much.
Come in. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming. That was way too much black, maybe. No, maybe not. And what I'm going for is the pink that matches. There's a page. This pink. And this is not it. I need more pink and more white.
So what's everybody else working on today?
Who all do we have? Hi, Patty. How are you? Hi, Sherry. Hi, Tina. And if I missed anybody, let me scroll up.
See, my chat has not showed up yet. This is crazy. Huh. There we go. Hi, Tina.
This looks about like the right color that I'm going for compared to this pink up here. I'm going to add a little touch more white because it always dries a little darker.
Okay. We're doing well today.
I'm doing good. Joe, I lost the feed. Did you lose the feed? Oh, we're on Wi-Fi. Hang on, everybody. Let me fix that.
Nope, you better change us.
Doing that. It is happening now.
Oh, so much to do.
Okay, because I lost the feed for a second. It Is it back on your YouTube?
Yeah, everything's
I'm
fine.
not back to YouTube.
Stopped on my end.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so we are back. We are now back on, we're on the mobile hotspot, which is where we should be. Okay, and that goes in the garbage. I have paper towels ready. Now we can actually get started. So I'm going to go back to our pages. I'm going to move my paint to the side.
Not going to move on that.
So all I'm going to do is just paint around the edges because I know how big the paper is. And that way I have a pretty edge. And I try to get in these little grooves where the spirals are. So for anybody who missed it, this is, I had a 6x6 paper pad, wanted to make a journal. Could not figure it out. I watched videos, but I couldn't find anybody making a journal out of a 6x6 paper pad. I probably should have that way down in here for now. And so I kept looking for things that I could turn into a 6x6 journal. And finally, steno pad. They are 6 inches wide. Of course, they're longer. I just cut the ends off the paper. And then I went in and I glued 3 pages of steno pad paper together to make them really stable and sturdy. And I only glued around the edge, which is why we have these little air pockets in the middle. I will do that differently if I do this again. So that's how this idea was born. And the pink that I used is a metallic paint, so that gives this a little bit of a shine and sheen when it's all dry. We'll call that one done, and we'll come over here. And I'm just blocking in the edges so that they're not white against the papers.
Right.
Because there is just a little bit of an edge. And Thursday, we're going to be working on the Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm Journal. We're going to, this one sit. And I think this is going to be our Tuesday and Thursday projects for a little bit.
Now, what we'll do is like a half moon cut out on the right side of your paper. Is that where
right? That's because
tag or something.
There's a pocket there, so I have to make. I forgot about my pockets. I have to figure out what I'm going to put in those.
Oh, okay. I knew I seen the half moon cut out. Don't paint it.
Yeah, there's 6 or 7 of the pockets in here. I think every 3 pages I have one of those.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was planning page layouts, I forgot about pockets. So between now and the time we work on here again, I'll figure the pocket part out, what's going in there, and I'll print something for there.
Okay.
Okay. So, thank you, Patty. So is anybody working on stuff while we're doing this today? And I'm going to let that sit for just a second. And I'm pop-ups coming up. So I'm just letting that sit to dry out for just a minute.
Patty's working on her second journal.
Oh, cool, Patty. Is there a theme to it, or what are you doing? if you don't mind me asking. And I need to open my Mod Podge.
Good old Mod Podge.
Well, this is homemade Mod Podge. It's watered down glue. Oh, I'm back to sneeze. Hang on. Hopefully it passed.
Well, bless you all day long.
So. And I should have sealed this paper and didn't. So we're just going to hope it works because it's printer paper. On my glue, I actually got it too watery. So as I add it to my little bottles, I keep adding extra glue to it to thicken it back up because it's way thin. But it was, even though it was that thin, it was still working really well. Now I'm hoping that I got this where I need it to go.
And it's lunch bag kind.
Oh, cool. Okay, I need to go out more to the edges. So
sorry, guys, we've got a lag with chat and when we see it and everything. Y'all know that.
Yeah, there's about a 1 minute, 30-second to 1 minute delay from when you're typing it in to when we actually see it. And that's because we're going through Google Hangout.
Thanks for coming in.
Hi, Ann. Thank you for coming. How are you today? Okay, now set that aside. Where's one of my little cards?
Patty Lang, hello. She says, hi, Brenda.
Hi, Patty. Thank you for coming. I really enjoyed last night. That was so much fun. And if y'all are not subscribed to Patty, she does awesome, awesome sales.
She's hanging in there. How about you?
And so y'all should subscribe. Although next Monday, she's going to change it up a little bit. And we're just going to chat and have fun.
Hi, Joan.
I'm doing good today. Thank you. My cough is better, which is great. And I got to come off my edge.
Joan says,
and y'all please go on and show support to everybody.
I can't play today, but just wanted to see what I'm missing.
We are working on a 6x6 journal using a 6x6 paper pad. However, this is a printout from the computer.
And Patty says, oh, thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome, Patty. Okay, where's the next? This is the next page. Oops. Back to the glue bottle. And that one is a little shy. Okay.
Hi, Joy.
Hi, Joy. How are you? Thank you for coming. We're working on the 6x6 journal using a steno notebook cut down I cut the ends off the pages. That's all I had to do. And I think you cut off about 6 lines of paper to do that. So I think that's what it was, 6 or 7 lines at the bottom to make it go 6x6.
I think it was a cool idea to use that notepad.
Well, now I only had the one 6x6 pad, but you know, you can get them relatively inexpensive. So Nick, when the hubster bought me this pad, he bought me 2 other ones. So now I kind of want to get another 6x6 paper pad and do it again.
Joy says she's doing good. She fell back asleep this morning.
Well, that might be a good thing if you were tired. Now, that's covering up my thumb hole, so I will fix that. Yep, there's my 1-inch punch. before I put the backing on, because once I put the backing on, I can't see where the hole's supposed to be. So, put that down. Oh, how am I going to do this way? I'm not left-handed. Trying to line that up. There we go. And I'm just going to swap our little parchment paper things. Now we get to paint edges again. And I did cut all the ephemera out already that came with the paper pad and pretty much made all of its little components. That was a lot of fun. Those things are tiny. They're tinier than the stuff I shrank, so they're tiny. Just making sure I get the edges painted. So before I put the paper down, everything is looking good.
Hi, Joey. Thanks for coming in.
It took me a minute, Patty, to get totally awoke this morning and moving. And you were on a while after I left, so yeah, I can imagine. But I am looking forward to next Monday. I think that's going to be fun. Just hanging out and doing stuff.
I can't wait till Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Y'all, Sunday, and anybody that wants to participate, I'll put the link to Nik the Booksmith's instructions. Sunday, Joe, myself, Mary Forrester, and Marina, that's who's scheduled, are all going to go on Hangouts. And we are doing the Nik the Booksmith Deserted Island Challenge. And what that is you're on a deserted island. And you've been given, we have 4 things that everybody gets. They're given. They were with us when we capsized on our boat. Everybody gets a needle and thread. There's actually 5 things. Water's unlimited. We're on an island. But you get a needle and thread. You get glue, but only one kind of glue. Unlimited supply of paper, but only one kind. So if you were to choose lined paper, you only get lined paper. If you choose coffee dyed paper, you only get coffee dyed paper, but it can't be like coffee dyed ledger paper, coffee dyed lined paper, and coffee dyed regular paper. It's just one of them. So you get your paper, your glue, your needle and thread. Joe, what's the 4th thing?
Your paper, your glue, your needle, your thread. Hang on, I got it wrote down. Scissors.
Scissors.
Yep, your scissors.
Spanky wants to. Sherry, are you saying Spanky wants to join us for that? Because I was going to ask Spanky. I think that would be awesome.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Oh, that will be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can reach out to Spanky. That's not a problem. I was already going to reach out to Spanky because I thought that would, the more the merrier.
Yeah, we talked about that the other day.
So anyway, that's the 4 things you're given. And hi, Sherry, by the way. And then on top of that, you can only pick 4 things. So you have to pick them wisely. So like say you pick a book cover. Okay, well, I'll get with Spanky, or if there's a way you can get with Spanky. I don't have her on Messenger and I'm not in her group, but I can find her on Facebook and message her. That's not a problem. But you get 4 things. So let's say you choose a book cover. That is one of your 4 things. And that may not be the wisest choice, but that's one of the 4. If you choose a color pencil. You don't get the whole box, you get one, so you have to pick which one do you want. Same thing like if you pick a marker. You only get one, not the whole set. If you pick a paper from a paper pad, you get one sheet, not the whole pad. So you kind of have to pick your supplies, your 4 things wisely. And so it's going to be interesting because we're all going to pick 4 different things. We're not all going to pick the same. We're all going to, you know, do our journals different. And the object is to make a journal from these only 8 things that you have. So I think it's going to be rather interesting. And it's going to be fun because we're going to be on a desert island. If you choose to use something on the island, like sand, that counts as one of your 4 things. If you choose to go find a tree bark and use some tree bark, you can, but it counts as one of your 4 things. So it's just, you know, figuring out your supplies and choosing them wisely. If you do choose to use an ink pad, you get the dauber with it. However, you do not get anything to apply glue with other than your fingers. So Sherry, let Spanky know I'll be reaching out to her because I would love to have her on there. I think the more the merrier. That would be awesome. So definitely. And I need to paint the other page, and I put my paintbrush in the water.
Well, you're going to have to dry it off.
I was busy talking and not paying attention.
You're excited about Sunday.
I know, I am. And then Saturday, we're going to be working on our ongoing little booklet project, pocketbook. We're going to be actually putting in the pockets and things that we want to store our ephemera in. Thanks, Sherry.
Will, Brenda.
But yeah, I will message her. We're both in the flock, so I can get her that way. And everything. But I think it would be awesome.
Yeah, if anyone else wants to join, let us know. The more the merrier.
And it's just something fun to, and I like the challenge. I thought the challenge was great, using limited supplies to make a journal. But I will link Nik's video below. There are actually 3 videos. There's the actual challenge video. There's a question and answers video. And then she did a video on how to make Raggedies, which is really cool. But at the beginning of Raggedies, she goes over some more question and answers. So I will put all 3 links below in the description box so that y'all can go watch those if you want to craft along with us. You don't have to be on panel. But that way you could craft along with us. And if you do craft along with us, and you want to show what you've done, you can always, I can send a link. You don't have to be on camera like I'm not on camera. Y'all just see my hands and stuff. And just show your little journal that you made along with us. But that's not, you don't have to do that. That's an option. But that's a way we could share what we've done. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, as an example, I'll go on and tell what my 4th thing was. A 1-page journal. So here's my 4 things. I chose a marker because I can doodle with a marker. I can color the edges of my pages with a marker. I can draw. So I chose a marker. I chose a napkin. Napkins are 3-ply. I'm waiting to see if I get to use those other 2 plies. That would be bonus paper. But I chose a napkin. I chose 1 piece of cardstock, which I'm not going to use the whole thing as my cover, so I get extra cardstock to do other things with from the leftover piece. And I chose washi tape. So those are my 4 things: a marker, washi tape, a napkin, and 1 piece of cardstock. And you get your paper. So the filler paper, you know, what you form your journal out of. And I'm going to use white paper because it's what I need to use with my napkin. So that's the example of what my 4 things are. Joe's using 4 different things. And the thread, because we were all gifted thread, I have variegated thread that goes from purple to like a coffee brown color or light coffee with a lot of cream in it color. So it's variegated. It does count as 1 thread, but it gives me 2 colors. So that's why I chose that thread to use. So there's lots of things you can do with just limited number of materials. And we're ready to apply our Mod Podge to this so we can glue some more stuff down. I know I've been talking with Marina, and I know her 4 things are different than my 4 things. Joe's 4 things are different than my 4 things. Also on Nik the Booksmith's channel, there's a playlist of people who've already done these journals. Excuse me. And you can get all kind of ideas for how to do it. It's just an interesting concept, getting back to the basics. You know, what if you didn't have the tools and all that stuff? What would you do with limited supplies? And so I kind of like those kind of things. Ooh, that was not dry, but that's okay. Now it's got glue in it. Because the paper's going to cover it up anyway. And the next time I make one of these, I will definitely do something different about gluing the middle of my pages down, because I don't like all these air pockets and wavy things.
It's a learning progress.
It is, and I haven't ever done one this way before, so totally a learning experience. And I glued all the pages at once, so I can't go back and fix it. Little card. And I need to go back and do the same thing over here. I'm going to leave that little door off for now. I'm lining that up to where I need to cut it. And then I'm just going to cut it. And I'm going to move my little door out of the way. So we got our little thumb hole cut for our pocket. Paper on. And next page. Make sure I'm putting this on here right side up. Wouldn't that be bad to put a page on upside down?
I've done it. It's a mess.
Hi, Joey. So, Sherry, a one-page journal. But you have the needle and thread, so you could poke holes. And you have your scissors, so you could cut your paper down. And then those cut edges you can use to make your tags with. And, you know, corner tuck spots and everything. Because you have the little corner, you know, you'll have, plus you have the unlimited supply of paper. So, as long as it's the same, you know, kind. I didn't have, or either got dry or I didn't have any under that corner. So, looks like I missed this whole edge. Going back.
Mod Podge dries so quick.
Okay, so there are those 2 pages done. Let that dry for a minute because I just put glue on the edge. And this is coffee dyed, just plain coffee dyed paper over here to help supplement the pages in the book or the pad. Well, there were, and the reason I'm having to supplement, there were some pages that I just really didn't like in that paper pad. Like there was one that was black with just typing on it. I really didn't like that one for in a journal. So I didn't use that page. So I'm having to supplement. Okay, so move this one. Now we get to paint our edges again. Then I was working on, I realized I need a planner of some kind to keep up with what I'm doing, what my plans are, and all that, because I'm trying to also make a ephemera for the Etsy store. I'm still working on that. That's like an ongoing project.
Yeah, you never get done making stuff and getting it fixed and finished. And
well, then and among, I'm having to, do other things, like, because I take care of mother and everything. So it's like doing that around normal projects and stuff. And I just need a planner at this point to keep myself on track, because I'm easily sidetracked and can go down bunny holes.
Yeah, she hits a rabbit hole quick, y'all.
It's like, oh, look, and turn left now. It's a good thing Nick was driving when we went up north, I'm telling y'all. We might have had a few side trips if I was driving.
Brenda's rabbit holes.
Which would have been fun, but we would have never got where we were going.
Yeah, squirrel.
Exactly.
What kind of a special boom is that, Brenda?
A special what?
Boom. That's what Joy's asking.
Joy, what do you mean by boom? Oh, book? It's not. It's a. Oh, okay. I got an extra one over here. Joy, it was a steno pad. They are 6 by 9, so I had to cut 3 inches off the end from down here. This is 6 inches wide, so all I did was trim it to fit my paper. Oh, that's okay. I know autocorrect is horrible. So it's just a 6 by 9 steno pad that I cut down. I kept enough pages for what I wanted, and the rest of them I took out to coffee dye and use in other projects. I also kept my little 3-inch ends because they can go on the backs of tags. Actually, they would be better on the back of journaling cards because the lines go the right way for that. But I kept those so that I could still coffee dye those and use them on the back of other things. So nothing is wasted. But that's what it is. It's just a steno pad that I've converted into a notebook to make my journal in. And you can pick them up at Walmart, Dollar Tree, pretty much everywhere you can get a steno pad. And I don't think they were that expensive. $1, maybe $2 each. There's 100 pages in it. Of course, I glued 3 pages together. And I don't remember how many pages this is going to end up being. But I kept enough for, I pulled my papers first, counted how many pages I was going to need, multiplied that times 3, and then started gluing paper together. And I used plain.
Wow, that was a lot of cutting.
I'm sorry?
Joy
No,
said, that was a lot of cutting.
What I did, Joy, let me move this out of the way so I can show you. I'm not going to cut that one, but I'm going to show you what I did. It wasn't really. Maybe I can show you. Yeah, I can. Okay. So I made a mark where I wanted to cut it. I put the ruler down. This is a metal edged ruler. And what I did was I just pulled like some of it. This is going to be complicated because this is wet. Let me move this. Hang on. Okay, this will work now. What I did was I cut the cover first. So I laid my book down, put my ruler down, and I took a Rolly. Oh, Joe, my words fail me. A Rolly cutter. What is that called, Joe?
A rotary cutter?
A rotary cutter. Thank you. I took a rotary cutter and just ran against the ruler edge, made sure it was on my line, moved, folded this back, pulled up a group of pages, put it back down. I knew that I needed to cut about, I think it was 6 up, not counting the bottom. So I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put my ruler down there and just ran the rotary cutter back and forth, back and forth. I do have a self-healing cutting mat. I recommend that or cutting on glass because you do not want to cut through something like this. It will cut through it. So then I cut those off. I flipped those back and pulled out another section of paper. So it wasn't a lot, really. You could do it with a craft knife, same way if you have a craft knife, put your ruler down and just run your craft knife down over and over and over again. Just make sure you have a good sharp blade. But yeah, so it wasn't that bad. If I'd had to use scissors, maybe different story.
Oh yeah, scissors, I'd have been all over the place.
My paper wouldn't have been straight. Yeah. We would have had some wavy edges.
Like I said, I can't cut a straight line, eyeballing it for nothing.
So that's, I'm going to call that dry and we're going to go back in and put some Mod Podge again. And the good thing was my paper pad was single-sided, so I didn't have to worry. And that was why I was having trouble figuring out how am I going to do this. If it was double-sided, I could have just poked holes in it and used those little ring binder things and made a journal that way. But being it's not double-sided, I was like, how am I going to do this with this single-sided paper? So this, I didn't have to choose what I wanted to use on each side. Perfect. And my pages are going to be nice and sturdy. And this paper lends itself for like if I wanted to put little roses in the bottom corners, I can. I'm sorry, Joe.
Tanya said hello.
Hi, Tanya. How are you? I love this. I like this page. I love the way that they weathered it and put the, you know, barely put the pink over it and that kind of thing. So we're going to embellish this thing eventually.
The last couple of bolts, they're fused.
We'll have to
get all of our pages built, and we're probably not going to get all the pages built today, but that's okay.
How are you going to turn that one on?
What?
And my mom, I showed her a picture of the little box that we made, the little altered inkjet box, the HP ink, instant ink program where they send your ink in those little boxes. And I am making her one because she wants one to put on her end table. She doesn't craft, but she has a bunch of little odd and ends things that stay on her end table, like her remote for the Roku, because they're small and it would actually fit in that box. So just some things that she wants to put in the box to get them off her little end table next to her chair because the box is pretty. So I'm going to be making her one of those altered boxes. I have got glitter or something on my face. And it's driving me nuts because I can just see it out of the bottom of my eye. So I'm making her one of those.
Huh?
Hey. I'm live.
I ain't live.
Okay, so that's good. Make sure this one still moves because we did paint around those top edges, and it does. And we got to put our paper back.
Y'all hear my husband goofing around in the background?
What's he doing?
Being silly. He didn't know that we were live.
Yep. Hi, Dennis.
Brenda said hi, Dennis.
Okay, so back to the paint again.
Hi,
And
Ashley.
every time I play, hi Ashley.
Linda, Joy wants to know what was the name of the red paint you used for the edges.
This is paint that I mixed. This and the metallic it's folk art, bright red, but it is not a red. It's not a true red. It's a pink. So I used this. I used this color purple, which is just purple, and it's simply acrylic Daler Rowney from Walmart. But it wasn't the exact color I needed. It looks like it would be, but it's not. So I used this mixed with some pink, with a little bit of white and a little bit of black to get this color. Because this is what matches the color on the pages that were in the book. In the paper pad. So kind of had to play around. When I play again, I have to mix paint again. There's no recipe. It's just I paint like I cook. I dump it all in something and mix it. And hope. But with cooking, you just add more seasonings. With paint, you just add more color. It'll all work out in the end. It's just paint and paper.
Yep, just play till you get what you want. Oh, you never heard him, Crafty? Yeah, Joy, he was goofing around.
The birds are relatively quiet today.
I think we're lucky.
So, yep, the birds are quiet. Joe has birds. For anybody that doesn't know, she has big birds. Macaws and an African gray. And they're gorgeous, but they also can be noisy. Joe is on just doing chat. She's the only one. She doesn't really want anything on camera today because she's just here to read chat.
Measuring is overrated. No, you have to measure, Joy. Without measurements, you'd come out off.
You're talking about, like I was saying, with cooking, I measure paint like I cook. I just throw it all together, and then what happens, happens.
Oh, yeah.
In that case, measuring is overrated. However, making a journal or an album, that has to be measured, unfortunately. And math is, yeah.
Hello, math. Ashley.
Math eludes me sometimes.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here being.
But for those of us with children who think they won't need math in the future, yes, even if you craft, you still need math. At least a little bit. You don't need a whole lot, but you do need to know something.
Yeah, Joy says, yeah, she was talking about cooking and paints, and you're correct, Joy. And hello, Tanya, my darling little girl.
Yeah, with cooking and paints, I don't measure anything when I cook. Now, if I'm making a cake, you have to because of the science involved. But just cooking everyday food, I don't measure anything. I just throw stuff in. And if it don't taste right, I throw in some more stuff. Eventually, it'll taste good. Eventually, it all works. Same thing with the paint color.
Yeah, I just play till it looks good.
And now, back into the Mod Podge. So we can add our next 2 pages in. You use the math in everyday life. It's true. You don't think you will, but you have to use it to balance your checkbook. You have to know math.
Oh, that's okay, Steffi. We understand. Got us on, but you're busy picking up and doing things.
Oh, that's okay, Steffi. So, yep, even to balance your checkbook, you need some kind of math, because how are you going to know if the bank's ripping you off or not?
Ashley got her plane ticket for her vacation yesterday.
Yay! Now, I hadn't been doing that, so I don't want it. And that's not a printer. That's part of the pad, so it's not going to affect it. But I didn't want to put Mod Podge on top of it either. Where's my scrapey tool? Yeah, Ashley is going on a cruise.
Lucky dog, right?
Wonder if there's a way to get to New Zealand and be packed in her suitcase.
Oh,
Reckon?
no. I'm lucky. I'm going to get to meet Steffi and hang out with her one day next month.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. I wish I was closer, but that 8-hour car ride is not happening.
Yeah.
I just can't ride that long anymore in a car. That's just a long car ride.
You made a couple of things, Joy. I want to see them.
What did you make, Joy? How exciting.
I know.
I really want to go buy some more six. See, now this, I could make a Christmas journal out of something like this because it's small. So I really want to go find a 6x6 paper pad. Even if it's not for Christmas, just to do another one. I got paint right there. We'll wipe it off. Because now I have extra steno books and I want to use them.
That was funny, Ashley.
Okay.
We love spell check when it puts in the wrong word, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I see that I did rub the paper a little bit right there. I'm not worried about that. I have paint I can cover that up with, or an embellishment can go there, something. No biggie. It's paper. I can cover it.
Exactly. It's paper.
Okay. Just getting this unstuck from my wax paper. Letting it dry a little bit more before we flip our pages, because I don't want anything stuck together.
Oh.
And that's why I keep going back and checking previous pages, making sure we're not sticking to anything from before. And these are not coming out as wrinkled as these did, so I don't know. And that could be because that was printer paper. That
could be, yeah.
Because it's the only page that looks like that, really, of all the previous pages. And that's, I'm thinking, because it was printer paper. So, and I think I've removed pretty much most of the printer paper and replaced it with pad paper because I found another pad. So it had a little bit of different paper in it. I'm just going to dab that because it's got a little bit of wet on it. So if you don't like your edges sticking out like this where I painted mine pink, you can always cut them off later. I like it, so I'm not going to cut mine off. But you could go back and trim that down and make it even, closer in. But I like that little edge being there. It gives me a place to put a tab if I want to put a tab. When I start embellishing, I can, put ribbon or lace right down that edge to help sturdy it up even more. So it gives a place to do that without taking away from the paper or the page. I hope that made sense.
It does.
And we have another pocket on this page, so we get to use our little thing again. Yay.
Yeah, not long till the wedding now. You've got to be looking forward to that.
When is it, Ashley? That's so exciting. Making all those plans and everything. That can also be very nerve-wracking, but it's exciting at the same time.
December the 7th.
Oh, wow. That's coming fast, and the way these months are flying by, goodness gracious.
Yeah, it won't be long. Will not be long.
So y'all, I had an idea for a journal. And I'm not sure. I haven't looked up anything to see if I can find it yet. I was thinking I wanted to do like an Asian-inspired geisha girl kind of thing. What do y'all think about that? But I haven't tried to find any images to see if there's such a thing out there that I could use. But I think it would be a red and black, and it would be a place to use red and black lace.
Oh, I think that sounds like a really good idea.
Yes, Ashley, I am going to be on there and watching. That is so cool that we can attend a wedding in New Zealand via video chat.
Yes, and we are all looking forward to it.
So yes, Ashley, I will be on there.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I don't care what's going on that day. I will be in the video chat with them.
Yep. That is so cool that we can do that. Isn't technology amazing?
It is.
But the Chinese, Japanese inspired journal is going to have to wait because I have other things I need to get done that I'm working on currently. But that gives me time to find images and stuff. And I've got some black lace that was gifted to me and some red. And I'm thinking that would be a perfect way to use it, would be in an Asian inspired journal. And in all everything I've looked at for photos, I've not really seen a lot of Asian inspired women, but I'm sure there are photos out there. I just have to find them.
Well, we know you're good at finding images.
But what do y'all think about that idea?
Yeah, the 7th is Pearl Harbor Day.
Okay. I'm off by one sheet, so I'm trying to find that other pad so I can hijack a piece of paper. Or what's left in this pad. It's all the black stuff I didn't like. And more cut parts. Okay, so that's not gonna work. Here's the other one. Oh, I didn't even paint that page. Boy, am I behind. But this one can have a time to dry while I do that. I was trying to find something to glue down, and I'm not even ready to glue it.
We'll just chalk it up to your old age, Brenda.
Yeah. Nick has a birthday Wednesday, y'all. He'll be a year older. And boy, am I picking on him about that.
Well, how old does that make him in dog years now?
Ancient. I think he becomes a relic this year. Isn't that better than an antique when you become a relic?
I would think, yeah.
Because he's already antique age, so I think now we're going to move him on to relic age.
Just had to go there for him.
Pearl Harbor Day. It's when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. Joe, do you have more information than that?
I should, being my husband's from Hawaii. And my mother-in-law was up on the mountain and seen the planes come in.
But that's what Pearl Harbor Day is. It's the anniversary of when that happened.
Odd how we celebrate bad things.
I don't know that we celebrate it so much as just remember that it occurred.
I'm not so sure sometimes.
Okay, so now I got Mod Podge and paint on there. Line my paper up. So, Stephanie, you think that the Japanese geisha girl inspired journal sounds like a good idea?
Oh, yeah, I think that'll be a lot of fun.
I think so. I just have to start looking for images and stuff to see what I can find.
You'll find plenty. Just have to get on Pinterest and the internet and start really looking.
Yep. Chrome is my best friend, and so is Pinterest when it comes to finding images. And if you do find images that way, y'all be sure and type in copyright free, public domain, something. Pixabay.com, Pixabay, B as in boy, is a site where if you go there and hunt images, you do not have to worry about whether they are copyright free, because they are. If they're on Pixabay, they are. So I also search on Pixabay a lot. Because it's just a worry-free way of finding images.
Yeah, because it
can and we get to cut our little hole for our pocket again. So again, I'm just going to line that up where I need it to be. There we go. Pocket thumb thingy made.
What, you're going to rub it in our nose that you're on holiday, Ashley, and we don't get to go? She's going to be video calling us while she's on holiday.
If there's internet, what if there's no? Oh, Ashley, that's another thing you have to remember too while you're on holiday. I used to work at Verizon. You do not want to use the boat Wi-Fi. It will run your bill sky high. So you only want to use your phone, don't on Wi-Fi, because those Wi-Fi's overseas, if you don't have an international plan, even with an international plan, it's going to run your bill up because you don't get enough megabytes or gigabytes to use your phone. So you definitely want to make sure. Well, hang on, let me correct that. You want to be, is it Wi-Fi you want to be? You want to be on Wi-Fi and not a network. If you're on like on the boat network, it's going to run your bill up. And you want to make sure, because we had people that would come back to the States that wouldn't be far enough away from the boat when they turn their phone on and be making calls and stuff. And now they're on the boat system using the boat satellite, and it's causing a run up of their bill. So you want to make sure you're good and far away from the boat so you're not picking up boat signal, because you will have a high bill.
Well, that's something to think about.
Yeah, I would just tell people, if you're not going to use your phone, I mean, I understand you want it with you in case there's an emergency, but if you're not going to use the phone, just turn it off, because it's better to turn it off than to be pinging off of satellite networks and being charged international roaming charges.
Yeah, you better check on that before you do, Ash.
Check with whoever your phone provider is about international. I hated getting those calls and explaining to people that they were valid charges. There wasn't really anything we could do. Well, good. But like when you're walking down the streets and going shopping and stuff, and you're wanting to video call that, you want to make sure that you're on an internet connection, on a Wi-Fi, and not on your regular 4G or whatever your service is on your phone, because that would be roaming and running up international charges.
Right. I don't want on one of them ships where things start breaking down and people go hungry and.
Right.
Ain't no way I'm going. Look at all the trouble they have.
So we are ready to flip and start a new page. So we got to have paint. Paint's starting to dry out. It's been sitting here so long.
Not on roaming.
Well, your phone doesn't have to be set for roaming. If it's picking up 4G and you think you're on your network, you got to remember your network is in New Zealand. It's not going to be in the Bahamas or wherever your cruise is. So if you're picking up a network and you have 4G, you're on international network, and it's going to run your bill sky high.
I would have never thought about that.
So you either want to add some kind of an international package for while you're traveling, or just make sure that there's a Wi-Fi network so you're not pulling from a roaming network.
So when do you go on your cruise, Ash?
Oh, Lord. These lights get hot.
When is your cruise?
I put it away without painting the other page again. Goodness gracious.
You're getting good at that today, Brenda.
I know. I think we're only going to do a couple of more pages, like these two, and then one more set. And then we can just chit-chat for a minute or more.
Yeah, because I'm going to have to, when you do that, I can get off and I'll get ready to go out to the hospital.
Yeah, Joe's daughter's in the hospital. Y'all keep her in your prayers.
You met Chastity, Ashley, the one that was burnt in the car accident really bad. She ended up getting up yesterday morning with cellulitis. It turns into some other kind of a blood infection. She gets it quite often. And they put her in the hospital to get her on some IV antibiotics. My daughter was burnt over 40% of her body a few years ago. Yeah, she's in the hospital now, Ash.
Right, Sherry. Well, we didn't lose customers about not telling. Verizon actually wanted us to tell our customers about, you know, if they, especially if they called in and said, I'm going on a trip and, you know, what are my options? And we would give them what their options were for packages. And a lot of people didn't want to add the package. And, you know, I would just let them know, well, and then I would note the account heavily that they were warned what charges could incur if they didn't add the package, only because that way when they called in and they couldn't say, well, no one told me, oh, it was notated. But yeah. But there were customers that left us over not getting a credit for it, definitely, because they didn't think they were valid charges. But that roaming thing, ugh. I hated those calls.
Yeah, you get complained to for somebody's mistake.
Well, and it's, even if they were told, they would look at it as, well, I'm not paying for those charges. Well, you used your phone.
Yeah. Well, Ash, you can message her. You're friends with her on through Facebook, aren't you?
So, it is what it is, but I just want Ashley to be careful and not incur a whole bunch of charges. I wouldn't want anybody to incur those charges because that stuff is expensive.
Yes, very.
And then the little packages you can add aren't worth a darn anyway. I mean, they were good for if there was an emergency. They're not designed to be used the whole time you're gone. They're there for if there's an emergency, you have a small plan you can use to deal with whatever's going on emergency wise. It's not something designed to be used like the whole 10 days you're gone. But I think I like how my little booklet's coming out. What I'm going to do with it, I don't know. But I like it. I got to trim that off in a minute. There was, what's that guy's name? It's Teasdale. Joe, what's the guy's first name? He makes paper pads.
Tisdale.
Yeah, he's got one that I want, and I wanted to get the 12 by 12 and the 6 by 6. I'm leaning toward now just getting the 6 by 6 pad and making one of these. Because you can still journal in here. You can still add notes in here. It's just a friendlier size. Because I'm one that wants to fill up a whole page if I start writing. This would be much easier to fill up.
Ashley, I was saying that you are friends with Chastity on Facebook. Go ahead and message her.
That corner wasn't glued down, so I went on and glued it down. Okay, so this needs, I see, well, yep, this is still wet over here. But, excuse me, I am going to go ahead and punch out our little thumb hole for our pocket. Line that up.
Yeah, Sherry, it's a nice little book she's making. I like it. Brenda's very talented.
I was trying to do a hinge system for this and glue the pages to little hinges. I gave that up. That's because you got to measure and stuff. No. That was a headache.
It's not that bad, Brenda. Measurements are your friend.
But trying to put one together for this many pages, a hinge system.
Oh, yeah.
That was a headache. And it was like, no, that's not happening. So I kept looking for other alternatives and finally found this one. Or came up with this one because there's not a video out there on this. I looked. And there's really not a video on anybody making a 6 by 6 paper pad journal. I think most people buy them to use with their bigger pads to make embellishments. Can I do your nails? Honey, these are my real nails. I don't have tips. You do tips. I don't have tips. but you're kind of far away for that. I could do lessons on the phone, but I don't have nail tips. These are all mine. But you do tips, and I can't do tips. That's why I grow them, because if I do nail tips, my nails look like a monkey did them. I can't get them on there right. They don't do. They're crooked. And it's going to be fun getting all this paint off of here later. They may be a different color come Thursday.
Oh, you'll do fine.
Sounds like I'm saying tots. Tots what? What is she talking about?
I'm not sure.
Tips. Oh, no, I'm saying tips with a P, not the other word. No, nail tips. I got it. Tip with P.
Did Ashley go down the wrong rabbit hole again?
She did. She turned left.
Ashley.
Her went left.
She went far left.
She did. If we got those on our nails, we got more problems than just painting them. I'm just saying. You got those on your nails. You need a doctor. You don't need me. You need something.
You need a
some
better
help.
doctor than that.
So I think this is where we're going to stop today. We do have if I can grab them all up. All of these ones left. Well, plus, is that dry? We have, well, we may not have that many. I may have more paper out than I need. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages left. And I have laid out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, cool.
You're better off than you thought.
Yeah, but I want this to be, where's the back cover one that I wanted? I want that to be the back cover. So I may have to redo. But I can redo and figure that out. But so we're almost done. So that's what we'll do on next Tuesday. We'll work on these pages, the last 6, and we can start embellishing. And so we can do a quick flip through of our little book so far. And Thursday, we're going to start the Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm Altered Book Journal. And I'm doing it different than most people do theirs. Trying to think if there's anything. I wanted to sew my pages, so I'm probably going to do that part ahead. Sew down the parts I wanted to glue down. I saw that and it looks really cool. It looks like you actually sewed the pages into the book, but no. So we're going to start that one. I did already tear the book and glue the pages together, so it is ready to go. So that one we're going to start. This is going to be our Tuesday project for a few weeks. That's going to be our Thursday. Saturdays, we're working on the pocketbook, and I got to figure out what the next Saturday thing is going to be. I think on Saturdays, what we may do is something that like polymer clay somethings or beading or something, you know, pulling something else and making tassels and that kind of thing.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Beaded flowers for our journals, because they lay, if you use small beads, they lay flat. They're even flatter than a paper flower if you use like an 11-0 seed bead, and they can be very pretty.
You're a mess, Ashley.
So Saturdays, I'm going to try to make just a really fun, interactive, you know, project that's just that one day, something we can finish in a day so that everything is not ongoing, because journals take time. And so that's why journals are ongoing. They do take a little bit of time. I haven't figured out how to do a journal in a day yet. Although, hi, King Taco. How are you? Thank you so much for coming. But Sunday, we might be trying to do a journaling today. The problem is with the Sunday thing in that adventure island or the deserted island, our island doesn't have a heat gun. No electricity on a deserted island. So we're going to have to figure out the order in which to do things so that, like, I know I want to do my cover first. It can be drying. I can then work on making embellishments so that they can be drying while I'm putting together the pages in the book and sewing things together once the cover's dry. So it's kind of figuring out what you need to, the order of operation so things can be drying because we don't have the heat guns. Because I'm not wasting one of my 4 things on a heat gun, especially on a deserted island where it won't work. I am doing great. Thank you so much for asking. And your video, I did get to watch your video last night. Sorry I missed your live. That was awesome. Really enjoyed it. And I saw your comment where you replied back. So I do appreciate you coming. So we're done for today. We're just going to sit and chit chat and see what everybody else is doing. And I'm going to cut these little hot headlamp things off because, yeah, it's going to get a little dim. Ooh, that did get dim. Oh, wait, we were going to do a flip through. Hang on, let me turn them back on. See, sidetrack, rabbit hole. Okay. So again, it's a 9x6 steno pad converted. Thank you. And so here's where I started. And this is so that if you can put this book belongs to, you can put your name in here, whatever in there. And then this was a printer paper. 25 cents for speedy telegrams. This was the printer paper, and this is where we started today. Coffee dyed paper. I like this with the little postcards and mailing on it. I didn't mean to get those pages. These 25 speedy telegrams were kind of close together, but I had them spread out better, but that's okay. They're in there now. And I like this button page with that page. And that's where we are. We have 7 more pages to go. Oh, the back cover's already done. So what page was going to face that? Ooh, I'll figure it out. So I just had to figure out what page was going to face there, and that's it. So that's where we are. So I'm just going to set this aside. And then Thursday, we're going to start the Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm altered book. And it is a Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm book that we altered. So I got to figure out how to clean the cover. Does anybody do altered books and know how to clean the cover? I'm thinking, let me put my little envelopes I made in there. Just some baking soda. Or, because the cover, I don't want to alter the cover. The cover is awesome. It's in good shape. It's not broken or anything. It's just dirty because it's old. So I'm trying to figure out a way to clean it and not damage it.
I don't know what you would do to clean that mat.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm thinking cornstarch.
Some really good warm soapy water for a while.
Well, you can't because it's paper, Joe. It's a book cover.
Oh.
So I was thinking, that's why I was thinking like cornstarch or baking soda, something I could brush on it and then brush back off maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't want to damage the book board.
I thought it was a mat, one of those like baking mats that stuff was on.
No, this I can handle, but it's the cover for the Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm book.
Yeah.
And I don't want to change the cover unless I have to because the cover's awesome. It's just dirty. But again, that's because it's an old book. So. Oh my goodness, Patty.
Well, yay. I got another one put together, ready to work on.
At least it was paper scraps and not beads. Paper scraps are much easier to pick up than the beads would have been if you had beads and the kitty dumped over beads.
Oh.
I want a kitten. I want one. I love cats. Even though I'm allergic, I still love them. And I've had cats in the past, but my house is kind of small. And then I think the last time I had a cat, I wasn't beating. I wasn't doing all this stuff that I'm doing now. And I don't know that a cat, beading, thread, paper scraps, I don't think they all go together.
No.
So I've kind of given up the idea of a kitty. I miss the purring. How sad is it that's... I loved my cat Yoda, but I miss the purring. He didn't meow at me that much. Mainly, he just purred. If I touched him, he purred. If I talked to him, he purred. And I just miss that noise, the purring noise. There's nothing on earth that sounds like a purring cat.
Okay.
So,
Oh.
and once this video uploads, I will put the links below it for the Deserted Island Challenge so that if you want to join on Saturday, craft along. You don't have to be in Hangouts. Just craft along with us. Let us know you're crafting along. Because there's plenty of groups you can post a finished thing in. Plus, if you do videos and you do a flip through, she will add it to her channel, her playlist. Oh, I know my beads have been dumped too, Steffi. Ugh. And that's the 11 O's on carpet or 15 O's on carpet is bad. It's bad. But, so she'll add them to her playlist. I did put a comment on her original video that we were going to do the live on Sunday, but I will put her links below. There are 3 videos. There's the original questions and answers, and then the Raggedies, which you wouldn't think is one of the videos for this, but she answers questions at the beginning. But the Raggedies is a good one. It's how to make little raggedy tags and stuff. They're very cute. It's like a cluster, but a different take on it. So I'll link that below.
Well, thank you, Patty.
Is there anything else I'm supposed to link below?
I don't think so.
Oh, I always lose stuff too. What kills, I call it, what I call it, Patty, when things just disappear when you're crafting, migrating art supplies. They migrate to somewhere else. Like, you know, sitting here, I know I had scissors, and if I wanted them and they're gone, they've migrated. Because I lose stuff without moving. That's frustrating because you know you just had it. Where did it go?
They grew legs.
It's migrating art supplies. They just migrate to wherever they want to go, to their new homes or whatever. So I think we have covered all the stuff we need to cover as far as information goes. And Sherry, if you're still here, I am going to get in touch with Spanky so that we can get her in on Sunday with us. I think that would be awesome. I thought about adding Spanky. I'm like, Spanky would be cool to have on here. Spanky's fun. I love Spanky. So, well, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. And I'll be back on Thursday at 2 Eastern working on the Rebecca Sunnybrook Farm Journal, which means I got a lot of printing to do between now and then. But I can print again. Yay! My printer has rolled over and I get new pages. Oh, and they sent last time, Nick told me, he came in and told me, he said, we got a box of ink because they send your ink for the price you pay. He said, but, and evidently I use a lot of color ink. Duh. I use a lot of color ink. They sent 2 color cartridges this time. No black, just 2 color. Okay, cool. Thank you, Sherry. So it was funny that they sent 2 color cartridges and no black because, like I said, I use a lot of color ink. I wonder why that is. All the journal pages I print out and the ephemera to make, stuff to make ephemera with and all that. Now, I also went ahead and poked holes in this. So I'm thinking Thursday, if we're having to let things dry, we can sew a beaded spine on here. So it's got its holes poked in it with the pokey tool where they need to be. And we're ready to put a spine on it and sew everything in to my little pocketbook. And this is going to come in handy just to put notes in. I wonder if it has enough pages. I may end up making my own day planner some way, somehow, because the ones I've looked at aren't really what I need. So that might be a thing that I have to work on designing pages for, because the ones I even found that were printable, they're printable to put in a notebook. They're not printable to put in a journal where the pages fold in half and it does what you need it to do. So I don't want to invest in a spiral bound or a 3-ring notebook. Then I have to find a hole punch. No, that's a lot of work. I'd rather be able to fold pages in half and be done. Stick a cover on it and call it a planner thing. So I may have to develop something for that. Well, Patty, the printer thing is, if you have an HP printer, do you have an HP printer? I can stay on here and answer your question. That's not a problem. So, Joe, what have you been making while we've been busy today? No printer. Okay.
I started a new journal album.
So if you're wanting to get a printer, Patty, what I would recommend, get an HP, Hewlett Packard. We got ours. It's an all-in-one. It does faxing, copying, and printing. It's Wi-Fi capable, thank goodness, because the printer's at my mom's next door. I'm over here. I print from my phone all the time. Most of them are going to be Wi-Fi capable nowadays. Most of them are going to be all-in-one. But the reason that you want a Hewlett Packard, I'm on a program. It's called Instant Ink. And with the Instant Ink program, first of all, most of the new Hewlett Packards, Joe just got one, came with 2 months free. So you get 2 months free of whatever plan you pick. I'm on a 300-page-a-month plan for $9.99 a month. That includes my ink. So I can print 300 pages a month. It does not matter how ink intensive they are. Those Halloween pages, some of those were ink heavy. I mean, they came out of the printer slightly damp because there was so much ink on them. They didn't charge me any extra. They just send the ink that you need. So because I've been printing ink heavy intensive things this month, I needed 2 ink cartridges, 2 color ink cartridges. When I run out of color, it doesn't matter how many times they have to send me ink. They will send you ink all month long for your $9.99. Just don't go over the 300 pages. If you don't use all of your pages, and I'm no way sponsored by HP. I pay for my plan every month. I just love their plan. If you go over your pages, you can up the plan, of course, or you can just, it's $1 for every 25 pages on the 300-page plan. I try not to go over. If you don't use all your pages, they carry over. So if I print nothing at all, even though my plan just started over, if I print nothing, all 300 of my pages roll over to next month. And then I can just have fun and print all kind of crap. And they'll just send me the ink to print whatever I need to print. So there's no way that I could have gone out and bought 2 color ink cartridges for $9.99. plus any more that I'm going to need between now and the time the plan rolls again. Because the ink cartridges cost way more than $9.99, and they're sending you their ink. So it's not an off-brand, it's their ink. So that's why I recommend them. I don't know that Epson has a plan like that. I don't know that any of the other printer people out there have those kind of plans. Epson, HP does.
Yeah, they come in little boxes.
Yeah, we repurposed. Your ink comes in a box like this. Your instant ink comes in, and I cut the flaps off. This one still says instant ink on the inside. I altered one the other day and made a magnet closure on it to put ephemera stuff in, like larger ephemera. Now we're making the little pocket book. Mother saw, I sent Mother a picture of what I did with the box. It is an inkjet printer. So it's an inkjet. So they send me my ink, but this is what the box is that they send your ink in. And so everybody that's on this plan gets these little boxes. So I have a video for altering one of these boxes and turning it pretty. I need to paint that edge before I put my napkin on it. And I put a napkin on it. Mother wanted the bird napkin. So hers is going to get covered in birds. And that's why I put the white paint, because I wanted to keep the white background of the napkin. The other one I think I did the white paint. I did white paint behind it as well. But there's a video for how to alter these little boxes. Or if you belong to any kind of a subscription, they all come in these little boxes with the little foldy flaps. Just cut your flaps off and figure out what you want to put on it to decorate it. So you can reuse those subscription boxes. Or Happy Mail boxes, you know. Just don't go to the post office and pick them up for you to alter. That's not good. But I do have the video on altering that one. And so I'm making that one for my mom for her end table. So, but definitely check into that if you're looking for a printer, Patty. I would check into the HP just because of the program. I mean, it's a phenomenal program. And if you don't use 300 pages, we started out on a 100-page program, which was great before I was making journals. But now that I'm making journals and I'm printing out my own paper for my journals, instead of buying paper pads, I find images and print them, as we all know. That's what I do. I'm printing a lot of paper. And I'm printing double-sided, so that counts as 2 prints. So I print the front side, that's 1 page. When you run it back through and print the back side, that's 2 pages. They counted it as 2 pages. It doesn't matter to me. It's still $9.99 for all the ink I'm going to use. Yeah, you have to buy your own paper. But the ink is going to be more than that.
And it doesn't last as long, one cartridge that you buy at Walmart or anywhere else.
So anyway, well, if there's no more questions, and I'll stay and answer questions. I don't have a problem with that. I had nothing else to do other than laundry. Because you know what? I can't get my dogs to do my laundry. I wish. Wouldn't that be cool if we could train our dogs to do stuff for us? Like our laundry, our dishes. That's the stuff I hate doing, laundry and dishes. But the dogs don't seem to do that. And I can't train them.
Why should they wash them?
Well, because it would help me. I feed them and everything.
No, your job is to cater to them.
I know, but they do live here rent-free. They get all their food provided to them and snacks. They get all the loving and attention that they want. They're spoiled. And they don't help at all. It's just, yeah. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to go on and get off. And, Joe, if you want to stay in Hangouts for a minute, that'll be fine.
No, I'm done. I need to get a shower and get ready to go up to the hospital, y'all. Okay.
Well, then we'll just end everything, and I will see everybody Thursday, hopefully in some live streams later. If I can make it to live streams later. I'm trying to catch up on videos, you guys. But I will see everybody later. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Thank y'all for coming, and love every one of y'all. Bye.
Bye, y'all.